What's good, my guys? How y'all doing? Can you hear me all right with the music in the background there? Boom! How y'all doing, my guys? Design Syndrome here. Glad to have you back on the channel. I'm gonna take the headphones off. Let me know if the music is too loud. I'm gonna just leave it there on the background. So it's a bit more cozy in here, you know what I mean? Let me know if it's okay like that, if you can hear me all right. How you doing, my guys? Hope you're doing all right. Let me put the OBS here. Yeah, we vibing. Let's go, bro. How you been doing, my guys? How was everything? We could take a look at a few of the Design Dojo submissions of the past weeks, but I guess we've talked about them on the Dojo itself, and I guess doing these streams now, explaining the exercises a bit better, it's more apparent when you're doing stuff that's correctly aligned with the brief or not. But we could take a brief look at some of them. Really wanted to take time really to explain this exercise just a bit better so you can grasp it a bit more and just building off of the previous exercises, you know what I mean? So yeah, for those that are new here and maybe don't know what this is all about, this is a Design Dojo stream. My name is Mauro, and the Design Dojo is a space on my Discord channel in which I aim to teach design in more of a fundamental way for free, giving weekly or bi-weekly design assignments and using this space on the streams to explain the exercises a bit better while I do my piece live, and also provide a bit of live feedback to the ones that are already submitted in the YouTube channel. We are building off of previous classes now. We are discussing and learning about typography. So if you could go watch the previous streams, that would help you a lot. I know it would be better for the algorithm and for social media, whatever, to do each class something new. So every time somebody new comes in, they can just hop in. But I feel it's better for the journey, you know, the development of have it be like something that we are building on. And of course, we're just in a couple of exercises in which we were really deconstructing type and putting it back together, just playing with the symbols, right? Not just type like as in like type lookups and typographic composition, but more in line with just researching type, you know, and playing with the actual symbols of the images. So yeah, this week's exercise was about making a piece about using type or the symbols of typography, but having them cross the line to images, you know what I mean? Like using them as images. And it's a pretty abstract exercises. I called it like expressive type, but it's really just thinking about symbols in a different way that we were using before, right? Something that I was talking about in the Design Dojo in the Disco is that some of the pieces were really like writing with the text, right? So this exercise, it's more about not using the text to write, you know what I mean, or to tell something. But I'll show you a bit more examples, you know what I mean, and then when I'm designing the piece, you'll get it better. But at the tip of the tongue is that, you know, like use images, use type as an image, not as something you write with, you know what I mean, and the sort of expressivity that comes through that. It's a bit different, but we'll see in the references and whatnot. I was just taking a look at Arena. Do you guys know Arena? Arena is so goated. Do you know this website? Arena is so cool. Like this. Let me see here if I can find something. You see, this is nice, but this is typography, right? This is using text as it's writing with the text. Beautiful composition here, the same. What we are aiming to do is something more akin to this. You know, I know it's different symbols. It's cuneiform writing. It's Japanese. But I guess it helps to not understand the symbols and to just seeing the mood that they create just by the sake of being there. This is one that I really liked also. You know what I mean? It's using the A's as a way of creating texture and direction. That's different than using a texture, because typography, it's like that, you know what I mean? When it crosses we recognize it as type, and type comes with a lot of rules and a lot of pre-made like suppositions and concepts tied to it, as orderliness, as meaning, you know. So when we play with type, there are different things that come up, right? That's different than with images, you know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to think about typography as something like that, you know, when we talk about legibility, when we talk about what does it mean, right? Sometimes it's an impression, it's a feeling. What's the website called? This is Arena. It's are.na. This is paid. It's a paid. It's a bit different than Pinterest. It's a bit better for me also. I also like this sort of archival like aesthetic that it has. That's really minimalist, really black market. You know what I mean? It functions a bit different. It's a lot with notes, and you see collections of other people. It's really cool. Hello Mauro, are you thinking about creating content on distortion effects using Diterboy? I would love to create something on Diterboy, and I get along with Jack and with Doran. I would love to really make a video on both of them, but I really like that they are both like really different and really they offer different things, you know what I mean? But would like to do something regarding dithering, but I don't know what I would add to the discussion other than what my guys have already done, you know what I mean? They made such amazing plugins, so I guess to do something around that, I don't know. If done correctly, could be done, but I mean, they really killed it with that shit, you know what I mean? Would love to make a tutorial. I think there is a way of doing that in Photoshop in a really custom way, that I would like to make a tutorial on that, because it takes a lot of time, but I guess it would be nice to do a tutorial on it, and then if you really want to save time, like just get the plugins, you know what I mean? They really cook there. But I guess it's nice to understand what's happening and how it could be done, to really understand more of the software. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I got heavily sidetracked here. You see, for example, something like that, something like this, it keeps writing with the text, you know, it's still telling you something. Love to see some things with that software. Yeah, it's really cool. Let me first show you some of the references that I had going on here. These are some of the references that I uploaded to the Discord, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put this here, so you know, you can still read what it says, and this is sort of reminiscent of an F or a P or some symbol, you know, but it's no longer using it as such, right? It's something else. It has transcended into the realm of an image, right? This is the same, right? It could be read, I guess, right? But it's not the point of it. You know what I mean? The point of it is to transmit a vibe and to create a feeling using type, which is different from the feeling that would you get if you use the image to mean whatever it is this person would want to mean, you know? There is something about type that you inherently think about it in terms of meaning, of trying to read it, of what does it mean, right? That images just mean what they mean, right? And you might understand it or might not. I guess sometimes the message gets across just like that, right? But with type, there is something that you try to decipher and you try to play a more active part in trying to understand it. So in stuff like this, when type like goes over the threshold, I think it creates something really unique, right? That's worth exploring as designers. Something like this, you know, with that texture, that way of handling the typography. Like you could have a model or any other kind of symbol, like a person in that texture, but it's not the same as typography, right? But you sort of get what I mean, right, guys? It's not this. It's not that we need to do something with typography that's really like bold. It's not just that. It's like trying to do something else rather than writing with the typography, right? It's like using the symbols in a graphic way. That's the thing. Using symbols in a graphic way that's impactful, right? That's playful. And playful, I don't mean in the sense of playful in the manner of like not serious, right? We talked about it in previous streams, like trying to find something else there, you know? This, for example, this is really crazy. Now this is like this is a classic poster they would do on like one of those Europe graphic design schools. Also love this one. The texture, but you can clearly see the symbols, you know what I mean? There's a lot of design school kind of things going on. Yeah, let me see if I can find other ones. Oh, this one, you know, it's writing, but again, it's using type in another kind of way, not just in the writing with type way, you know. Yo, Arena has some really cool stuff. Let's see if we find something more. Something like this, you know, like I don't know if this is typography, but it has the elements of typography, right? It has some of that embellishment, and I'm trying to interpret it and to read it, right? So these kind of exercises are more on the abstract side. Oh, look at this, this is so beautiful. But this is another exercise. This is for some of the other exercises that we did that we needed to combine a lot of type. But yeah, let me know if this is clear for you guys, if you sort of understand what I'm saying, or if I'm maybe I'm just like rambling, right? But let me know what you think, and also if you have any question regarding whatever, let me know, and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is really cool. This is so like Caroline Dietl. I love what she does so much. Yeah, let's see if we can find something else here. Let's just go down the rabbit hole. This is really nice about Arena, is that you can just go into one piece and then you see other people that make connections with that image, and then you can go, for example, to this board and you see what other people put this board in, you know what I mean? Oh, this is really cool. And this is Doron, right? Yeah, he's crazy. He's so good, bro. I have a tutorial that I haven't done already to do this copy scan paper, like the transparent paper. Something like this. This could be also something around what we need to do, you know. But you see, we can really here get into really, look at this, guys. Something like this works also. Something like this. Right? The point of the exercise also is to sort of to test out where is the limit. Look at this. This is amazing. Who the fuck did this? Chloe. This is something, sometimes this is that you can't find the original, you know what I mean? Look at this. This is so great. Like the 7 there, you know? Oh, this is classic, like Safe Haven, you know? That dude's also crazy. So cooked. Yeah, he was just looking at references, but as you can see, we already went out the far end, you know what I mean? We're already entering in another kind of graphic territory. This is also really cool. I like this. This could be a nice exploration of what we are. Oh, type of exploration. These are nice. But again, we're trying to find stuff more akin to this, you know? Yeah, you could go on a pretty heavy rabbit hole here. Type is one of those subjects, you know what I mean? Look at this. I don't know if this is the exercise. This has been like deterred by dear boy TM, you know what I mean? Look at this. You know, this is like a tag, right? Like a tag for a graffiti tag, but the way it has become like a graphic and a silhouette later. Dear boy is life, you know what I mean? Look at this, boom. I'm actually gonna save this. Let's put it in projects, design dojo. We are on week 21, guys. Yeah. After I finish the entire design dojo, I'm gonna do like a proper package for it, you know, and have it as a course. And so you can enter it whichever way you like. But I think still I'm gonna keep doing it like free live on the Discord, right? For the ones that want to get it like in a closed out shape that they can try out. I guess they would be nice to be able to purchase it that way. But I guess the go-to way to do it would be to do it live, you know, do it in the community, do it in the Discord, and that will remain like free, you know what I mean? But we are really doing like super nice exercises. And actually, to tell you the truth, guys, I started the design dojo because I was getting too trapped on my own ways, you know what I mean? So I guess it's a really nice way to push me out of my comfort zone. At the same time that I revise some stuff, the stuff that I learned, and also teach it, you know what I mean? So it's a win-win for everybody, you know what I mean? And also I know like learning design sometimes can be pretty like, it's pretty hectic, and some of the concepts sometimes are pretty abstract other than sometimes the effects, you know, the tutorials. And there is so far that you can get with that, you know. There is a lot of observing, there is a lot of like studying through a lot of repetition until you get to the way, you know, to you sort of get that, the balances. What the fuck is this? This is so crazy. It's like a rug, right? That's so gas. The thing is that Arena, it's paid. I think I might have to cop, you know what I mean? Yeah. So beautiful stuff. My god, you go in such a rabbit hole. Look at these badges. We went completely off topic here. You know what I mean? This is so cool. But again, we went completely off the rails. Let's go to the Discord. Let's go to the Discord channel where we were. Where's the Discord? The Discord. Here we are. Here the Discord, here in the Dojo brief. We have the brief for the assignment. You can go and check it out. And let's see some of the feedback. Oh, we have really few. Okay, well, we can do something really quick. This one, I really liked it. This one, I really liked it. It's pretty ghetto, I feel like. But I feel like this for a sleeve, for a vinyl, would work really hard. I think I would like to see a composition with more contrast, you know, so we can better tell the shape from the background. But I feel like it's really accomplished, you know what I mean? Like I can sort of read like some symbols, you know, like this was some kind of type, and it's trying to say something. It's really intriguing, and I really like this. I really like it. This one is really lazy, because I don't think it's the exercise also, like he just uploaded something, but the type is writing and it just deformed it a little bit. This is not the exercise. This has some texture, but again, the type is writing, you know what I mean? You can perfectly read it, and it's like the texture is doing the lifting with the word, you know what I mean? This one's really cool. I love that it has like this crazy texture, metallic texture over some symbols that you can clearly associate with typography, but it's not saying like anything like in your face, like trying to say something. It's just an exploration. Okay, this is more like a logo thing, you know? But again, it's too, I don't know about this one, because I can almost see a shape. I don't like this one that much. This one, it's another thing. This one, it's already entering into some sort of figurative, sort of trying to speak through the typography and actually like write with it, you know, but in a different kind of way. It's more illustrative, let's say, but it's on the middle ground, you know. It went into another like direction, entering more in the illustration space maybe, but yeah, I don't know if this is particularly the exercise. No, the ones that got it the most was something like this, and this one's really crazy, because it's really different to what I would like do or even grab as a reference for the exercise, you know. Like a digital print of this, like really big, would be so gas, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you have any questions, guys? Something that you would like to talk about? If not, I'm gonna be opening Photoshop for a little bit and just playing around with some, you know. Let me see if we have a beat here. Okay, let me change the music for a little bit. So yeah, let me know, guys, if you understood the exercise somewhat. This is a really nice exploration to sort of try to open up, you know, the way you work with typography. And yeah, let me open up Photoshop. There. So here I'm gonna just do the usual. Oh, what have I done? I've grown really fond of the 5x7 like format, like the movie poster, which is the actual like poster format you should use. It's a bit more vertical, and images tend to look a bit better in this format. I kid you not. So let me put this here. So let's just bring some symbols. I literally have no concept for this piece. I just want to play with some. Let me know if the music is too loud, guys. I'm just putting something as I work, but let me know if you have a question or something.
Trying to get my money, does that mean I'm a manifestation is coming? Does that mean I'm about to get my blessings in abundance? I can see that I'm putting pressure on and now they running, that's okay, that's fine with me. No snakes in my grass, my snakes wanna ride with me. Some snakes in my grass, I'ma pray when they bite on me. And I already told you I'ma blaze my path. Niggas really with me, could've taken my star. Once close to you, don't see it going far. Do you think about past? Are you pissed the way you are? Would I hold you in my arms when I could've brought attention? Is it petty if I mention that? Roll a wee with a Benson. Now I'm chief and forget them, trust me, it gets like that. These demons are starting to feel like dragons. This evening I'm starting to build my callus. Where's my Alice? Where's my Wonderland? If I'm under thumb, then I'll crack the hand and I'll pick the locks and I'll time the stamps and I'll fill my boots and I'll kill the clans. Everybody trying to get my money. Mean I'm a manifestation is coming. See, I'm about to get my blessings in abundance. See that I'm putting pressure on and now they
Who's the...
What's this one project? No snakes in my grass, some snakes wanna ride with me. Some snakes in my grass, I'ma pray when they bite on me. Need more weed and a couple of breaths. Seems my dreams got me hovering stress. Yeah, I keep OT and I push out my chest. Some sets got the ego deep, that's another concept. Repo neat, recover the debt, so lethal I see. Rap on my head, no D's, just feed on these rappers for break. So clean, I sweep, and I rap on the check. XP like this, put a clap on your neck. You can feel my grip, could've handled my best. Had to will my shit, had to bump on the gen. Still my shit, couldn't hustle me then. Feel like this, take a couple of steps. Need to get rich before apocalypse. Cool in my mind, all of my gifts. Everybody's trying to get my money. Mean I'm a manifestation is coming. Seen I'm about to get my blessings in abundance. See that I'm putting pressure on and now they running. Okay, that's fine with me. No snakes in my grass.
Oh, this is what the issue. This is what I wanted. If you have any doubt, guys, please let me know. I'll gladly answer. This is an exercise to kind of vibe with, you know what I mean? Try different stuff and just play around with it. There is not a case really to get all like logical with this exercise. It's just to vibe out and just create something crazy. And with all the references that we saw, like you should sort of still get like a residual image of what we saw and try to use that to make something, right? No, I have a... And something that I'm gonna do now is like... Something that I'm gonna do now is just trying to, with the magnetic lasso tool, just trying to select a symbol out of this selection we have of this whatever texture you have, right? So what would something like an A look like, you know? Maybe like this. And I'm just copying and using right. Right, so I used the irregularities in that shape to sort of create a random symbol, right? That could be an A, could be whatever, right? And for this piece also, I want to also make something with a bit more color. I don't usually do stuff with color, but for this piece, I guess I wanted to try something with color. Yo, the composition is actually kind of hard. It's really artsy. Artsy. Artsy is such a lame way to categorize your art. let's go to the texture and see if we can find another symbol like we could do like I don't know, and let's try to like a nest. We had a pattern here. Where's the pattern? Oh.
Already know it's me, so what you asking for? Shorty bad and I just bought a bag and I ain't asking for it. She just bragging, I just send the jet to Maybach out the port. We be fly, we be cashing out. Come keep me company. Shorty bad, so I'm a good. Got diamonds on her teeth. Treat her good, she know I'm a boss. I'ma keep it big. Brody told you just pick a side, get her right straight. Feel the pressure when it come. Wear my heart on my sleeve. I can never ever fold. Mama praying for a G. Gotta get it, gotta go, gotta grind to a beat. If I want it, I'ma get it. Cause the pressure on me. My mama always told me I'm allergic to the fake shit. That's why I can look in your
Found another music.
I'm from the south. You know what I'm talking.
I don't like to have the texture like showing so much. Something like that I like far better. Yo, I want to change the music to something with no lyric. I should have made like a playlist. Some like back, let's see. Yo. Like that. Yo, I actually really like this one. It looks fire, like as an exploration per se. You could actually add like I'm super fond of this font, like Nimbus. It's like a replacement for Helvetica. You can even grab with the texture is hard, not gonna lie. But it's not the exercise, you know what I mean, guys? So yeah, this is just for you to get a feeling of what the exercise is not supposed to look like, but how the exercise is supposed to feel like, you know what I mean? Like in terms of the images and all of that. Let me save this because I really like how this one turned out. So this is one, and actually I'm gonna close this one and gonna start another one. The untitled one copy, it's a classic. Actually, you know what, guys? Let's grab another texture. This, whatever, it doesn't matter. And let's just this could be an S, and what other symbol? We could do an F. I get my typography from Type 1, which is a type foundry, or they resell fonts from other creatives. And I have a code, I think it's in the description, I have one for the... Where's my stream? If not, when this is re-uploaded, I put up my link. I have a link for them, for their store. Yeah, but in Type 1 is the one that has some really nice top level fonts. is really cool, right? And as you can see, guys, like, I know that maybe some of you are here for the things that I made on my posts, you know what I mean? But the entire point of these exercises is to try to make something different, right? This is more grazing on the artistic side, right? And trying to vibe out and create some interesting compositions, you know what I mean? That create a bit of tension and a bit more pictorial, you know what I mean? Pictorial in the sense of like a painting, right? With that spirit. And I guess that this kind of works in that kind of regard, right? This one's really cool also, guys. And here literally I just made some random shapes. I'm gonna make them blue, put them here. Oof. Look at that, guys. Like this. Convert to smart object, and let's run the bleed action again. I feel this text needs to be yo guys, like this is I really like this. This is super good. Or let me know if you don't like it. Yeah, this is fine. Let me do a quick export and put it on a mockup. What is Pro saying? Maybe some yellow. Yeah, I think actually some yellow could work. Maybe something. Maybe something like that, you know? Like a super small detail. But it's getting too colory, you know what I mean? Like too colory, and I don't really want that. But let me do a quick export of this, put it on a mockup. This was the other one. But these are super cool, like typographic mockups. Like typographic exploration mockups, you know what I mean? They are really pictorial, really graphic. I really like them. Yeah. Let's close this. Let me. I have some AI mockups that I did. Floating poster now. These new ones, but I have this one that I really liked, but these ones are not the aspect ratio, you know what I mean? but I think I can just like stretch it, because if I stretch this one way and then the other to the other way, it's the same, it doesn't really matter. Because I know I'm gonna stretch it, so I'll do this, you know, like I stretch it one way here. Yeah, it's like a green, it's like a toxic green. And once I have it like this, I can just stretch this, because like the image could be whatever, you know. I need to take out this, and then you don't even notice it. I guess the front one would need to be inverted like that, you know, and then it would be better, because otherwise it's too repetitive, you know what I mean? Or maybe like this, and let's do a gradient map. Like that, let's see it. You see, it kind of works. But yeah, like that. I'm not gonna save this one because I don't want to unmorph it, you know. Yeah, I really like them. Yeah, I like them individually. As a system, I don't know if they are working together so well, but they are the exercise, you know what I mean? I like it. So yeah, my guys, that's the gist of it for my pieces, and sort of what we're trying to achieve with this exercise, you know what I mean? Get a playful take on typography and just getting to play with the symbols in a way that's not so structured, you know what I mean? We are not doing the... Let me get to the full screen. Yeah, just trying to get to play with the symbols in a way that's not so structured. We are not doing like typographic lookup. Maybe you can turn it into such, but the point of it is to go the entire other way that what we were doing in the previous exercises, you know what I mean? And get to play with typography in a much more pictorial way, you know, take it out of the role of typography and use it as something to create a stain, you know what I mean? That's something that we will need to talk about maybe in some other exercise. I want to jump into other exercise that maybe you would like more. Let me know in the comments what you like an exercise about. I want to maybe try something other than there are so like fundamental ones, something that you would like to participate more on, because maybe these ones are a bit too abstract, you know what I mean? But I guess these ones are the really cool ones, right? That makes you come up with something that's really unique, because for example, these pieces that I made right here is not something that I usually do. I really like them, but this is really like meta, you know what I mean? And what's this style on this, right? It's like for me, it's really cool to see something like this, to make something like this, right? And to push myself to try to explore that, you know what I mean? So yeah, my guys, this was everything for today's stream. Let me know if you have any question or anything. I would love to answer it. And if not, I hope to see you on the Discord channel, creating these pieces, sharing with the community. And that's it, my guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really like how they turned out. Yeah. Also, let me know if you like the more periodic, like weekly streams. I've been doing a lot of client work, really, and tomorrow we have a really nice video coming out. It's the one that I did this packaging. Look at this. I'm gonna show you to the OGs that are on the stream right now. I did this, which is like a vintage. It's like a vintage packaging design for my asset packs. Like if they were dropped on 30 years ago in the 90s, you know what I mean? And take a look at this. Like it opens. Like it actually take a look at this, guys. Focus. Right? And in the video I show the entire process of making this. It's a sponsored video that I'm doing with Pandora, which is a packaging application. And guys, like when you see a sponsored post by me, because I get a lot of requests for doing sponsored content and whatnot, I usually turn it down because most times the applications are not that cool. But this one, Pandora, is really cool. I worked in a print shop and doing packaging was one of the hardest things. And this is an application that's really cool for doing packaging design. So the full video and a reel and short form is going up tomorrow. So if you could show support to that one, that would be so fire, you know what I mean? Danielle, what's good? This t-shirt? You have this t-shirt? Then you must be Danielle, you know what I mean? Like my sister's friend, I guess. So yeah, my guys, that was everything. Hope to see you in the next one. If you don't have any questions, thank you for being here, my guys. You already know how it is. Fuck peace. Wish you conflict. See you on the Discord. See you in the next stream. And you already know how it is. Like, upload your stuff. We get to discuss that later over there. So yeah, thank you for being here, my guys. Talk to you later. Peace.